Did you know that in 2025, a growing number of countries are quietly slamming the door on Americans? We're talking about places that once rolled out the red carpet for U.S. citizens, now making it nearly impossible to live, work, or even visit. And trust me, some of the countries on this list will completely shock you. Whether it's political backlash, cultural tension, or just burnout from waves of digital nomads, the global shift is real, and millions of Americans are about to feel it. Stick around until number 5, because what's happening there is a warning sign for the future of international travel. But before we dive in, hit that like button and subscribe, because this isn't just a travel video, it's a wake-up call for anyone who thinks the world will always welcome Americans with a smile. Number 1, Canada. America's best backup plan? Not anymore. Canada has long been the go-to escape route for Americans looking for stability, healthcare, or just a more peaceful lifestyle. But in 2025, that door is beginning to close. Here's the truth. Canada is in crisis. A massive housing shortage has turned cities like Toronto and Vancouver into rent nightmares. Wait times at emergency rooms have tripled. Public transit is overwhelmed. Canadians are frustrated, and immigration has become the scapegoat. In response, the government has introduced strict caps on all types of immigration. Permanent residency processing times have ballooned. Americans applying for extended stays are now facing intense scrutiny, especially if they don't bring in a high income or specific in-demand skills. One retired American couple living in Nova Scotia was recently told their residency renewal would not be approved. They'd been there for over 12 years. They volunteered locally, paid taxes, contributed to the community, but their modest pension no longer meets the updated financial threshold. They were told simply, "It's time to return home." Canadians aren't angry at Americans specifically, but they're tired. And as one headline in the Toronto Star read, "We can't save the U.S. from itself. Our cities are at breaking point." For many Americans who thought Canada would always be Plan B, 2025 is the year they realize there may not be a plan at all. Number 2, Mexico. Mexico has long been a haven for Americans, retirees, digital nomads, and anyone chasing sunshine and affordable living. But in 2025, the tone has changed. After years of lenient visa policies, Mexican officials finally cracked down. Why? Because over 1 million Americans overstayed their tourist permits last year alone. Many were working remotely, some illegally, and almost none were paying Mexican taxes. The result? A wave of strict enforcement. Immigration officers are now stationed at major travel hubs, scanning for past overstays. Fines have quadrupled. Blacklistings have spiked. Tourists caught working without proper permits are being deported, sometimes on the spot. But it's not just about policy, it's about pressure. In places like Mexico City, Tulum, and Puerto Vallarta, locals are voicing anger. Rents have soared. Traditional neighborhoods have been overtaken by short-term rentals. The term gringofication is no longer just a joke. It's a social issue. One local shop owner in Oaxaca said in an interview, "We're losing our culture, and the foreigners don't care. They come, they earn U.S. money, and they leave us with higher prices and no homes." If you're American and planning to stay long-term, expect to show financial statements, background checks, and proof you're contributing legally. Anything less, and you might find yourself on the next flight north. Number 3, China. China isn't just pushing back, it's pushing Americans out. Amid escalating U.S.-China tensions, 2025 has seen an unprecedented rise in visa denials, silent blacklists, and forced exits targeting Americans. English teachers and corporate expats, once seen as cultural bridges, are being quietly phased out. Work permits are being denied with vague terms like national security concerns. One American tech consultant in Shanghai reported being detained at immigration and questioned for 6 hours before being denied re-entry, despite holding a valid work visa. His company couldn't explain it. His embassy had no answers. He simply became one more expat caught in the crossfire of geopolitics. Even those with clean records are reporting increased surveillance, surprise apartment inspections, and sudden non-renewal of leases. And this crackdown isn't being announced publicly, it's being executed silently. Living in China as an American in 2025 means constant anxiety. You may be left alone today, but tomorrow, the rules may change. And when they do, you'll likely find out after you've already been locked out. Number 4, the United Arab Emirates. From afar, the UAE looks like the perfect playground for Western expats. Tax-free income, luxury living, world-class infrastructure. But under the surface, Dubai and Abu Dhabi are tightening control, and Americans are finding themselves in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. The new 2025 Residency Stability Directive has introduced intensive vetting for visa renewals. Authorities are reviewing social media behavior, financial records, and even private WhatsApp conversations for any sign of cultural friction. Several Americans were deported this year for things they didn't even realize were offenses: public dancing at a beach bar, criticizing traffic laws online, or posting memes that authorities deemed disruptive. And here's the kicker: deportation in the UAE is final. One mistake, one misunderstood comment, and you're banned for life. A freelance writer from New York shared his story. "I wasn't even warned. They just told me at the airport, 'Your visa is canceled. You're on the next plane out.'" In 2025, if you're not rich, not quiet, or not constantly cautious, you don't belong in the UAE. Number 5, Hungary. Hungary may not scream expat hub, but for years Americans have quietly relocated to Budapest for its charm, affordability, and easy access to Europe. That era? It's fading. Fast. Prime Minister Viktor Orban's hardline nationalist stance has morphed into a quiet rejection of foreign residents. And Americans, particularly liberal, English-speaking professionals, are finding themselves under scrutiny. Residency renewals are now conditional. Applicants must prove financial independence, fluency in Hungarian, and evidence of cultural integration. And yes, that's an actual checkbox now. One American photographer living in Pest for 7 years was denied renewal with a single sentence: insufficient contribution to national values. Expats are also reporting sudden banking restrictions, missing paperwork at immigration offices, and social hostility from right-wing media portraying them as cultural invaders. Hungary isn't knocking on your door and asking you to leave, but it is quietly making you feel like you should. Number 6, the Philippines. No country has historically been more welcoming to Americans than the Philippines. Shared history, shared language, deep cultural ties. But even this Pacific paradise has drawn a line. In 2025, the Philippine government rolled out sweeping reforms to its special resident retirees visa program. The minimum age was raised, financial requirements doubled, and retirees must now undergo annual compliance checks, including in-person interviews and financial audits. Why the change? Officials cited rising concerns about aging dependency, unpaid hospital bills, and foreigners gaming the visa system to live tax-free. One hospital in Davao went public this year, revealing it had written off over $800,000 in unpaid bills, the majority from elderly American patients who had overstayed their tourist visas. A 73-year-old veteran who'd called the Philippines home for 15 years was denied renewal after missing 2 interviews due to medical issues. He was given 21 days to leave. Even longtime residents now feel the ground shifting beneath them. And for new arrivals, the message is even clearer. If you want to stay here, you need to bring money, paperwork, and total respect, or you won't stay long. Number 7, Thailand. Thailand, the land of smiles, is still smiling, just not as widely if you're American in 2025. The Thai government has launched its Secure Thailand initiative, aimed at regulating long-stay foreigners. And Americans, once a sizable portion of the digital nomad wave, are getting caught up in the bureaucracy. New rules demand that all long-term visa applicants show verified monthly income of $3,000 plus, local health insurance, a clean criminal record from both home and abroad, and biometric check-ins every 90 days. Even popular schemes like the Elite Visa are now under audit, with nearly 2,000 revocations in the past year alone. One American YouTuber in Chiang Mai was banned from re-entry after joking about Thai politics in a vlog. He later admitted, "I thought it was harmless. Turns out, nothing is harmless anymore." Thailand isn't banning Americans outright, but it's making it so bureaucratic, stressful, and uncertain that many are choosing to leave on their own. This isn't some conspiracy theory. It's not alarmism. This is happening. Right now, quietly, consistently, globally. The American passport still opens doors, but fewer than it used to. And those that are still open often come with strings, checks, and conditional welcomes. The world is watching America, its politics, its economy, its culture. And the reactions are no longer just on the news. They're showing up in policy, paperwork, and the real lives of real people. So here's the big question. Are these countries simply protecting their national interests? Or are we watching the slow unraveling of U.S. global favor? Let us know in the comments below. We read everyone. And don't forget, our next video will spotlight 10 countries that still welcome Americans with open arms, with updated 2025 visa tips, cost of living breakdowns, and cultural compatibility guides. Until then, stay informed, stay respectful, and if you're lucky, stay welcome.